got that little adjuster on there. God, people are idiots. When you cut off an 18-wheeler and you're driving a fucking Pontiac Grand Prix, you are asking to be... Alright, I haven't made a video for a while. But just got to point out something here. Earlier tonight, I was driving across 76 up around Akron. Had some idiot in a old Grand Prix, Pontiac Grand Prix, decide they wanted to basically troll my truck. And what they did was they passed me extremely quickly, and then pulled in front of me, cut me off so close to me that I couldn't even see the trunk over the hood of my truck. And I have what's called an anteater style hood, which means it's slanted down so you can see pretty much anything right in front of you. But I couldn't see his trunk over the hood of my truck. And he proceeded to slam on his brakes. So I moved over, and when I did that, he moved over as well. And see, these idiots on the road will do this just to piss you off, or who knows why. You know, maybe earlier on the road somewhere you did something they didn't like. May not have even been anything bad. You know, they just didn't disagree, or they just disagreed with how you lane changed, or they didn't want you passing them, or, there's all sorts of things. For some reason, with some people, semi-trucks just trigger a type of road rage in some people that's unfounded in other scenarios. And the thing is, that they do is they're cowards. Because the semi-truck obviously isn't fast. So they know that when you swing out to pass them, when they're proceeding to slam on their brakes in front of you, they can easily speed up and get right in front of you and keep doing it, which is what this guy did. He did it for about 5 miles. Just proceeded to continuously pull in front of me and slam on his brakes, and did it over and over again. And sometimes you just kind of got to ask yourself, well, do I just want to go ahead and hit the son of a bitch just to teach the fucker a lesson? Not hard enough to hurt him, but hard enough to put his ass in the ditch. Something like that. Trust me, it crosses your mind as a truck driver when these people do it. But they know, and as you know, as a professional driver, if you rear-end somebody, if you don't have proof as to what they were doing, then it's automatically your fault. So I get the citation. If they did get hurt, then depending on the degree, the severity, I could end up behind bars. There's a whole slew of negative possibilities that could wind up out of that scenario. So you really, everything is telling you not to hit the guy, obviously, even though you want to. But anyways, he was doing this over and over again. So yeah, I turned on my brakes because, he was pissing me off. I couldn't get around him, and he was maliciously cutting me off and slamming on his brakes. My only way to fight back with my brakes, just to annoy him a little bit. And I don't really, you get to the point where you just don't give a shit if it escalates the situation, because you're caught between a rock and a hard place. There's nothing you can do about it. It's ridiculous. It's kind of like how in World War II, when a bomber would go do what they had to do, go bomb somewhere, and they had the smaller fighter planes like the P-51 Mustangs and whatnot, riding side by side with them, because they knew the bomber could not do anything to fend for itself. Well, that's what this truck is. This truck is like a bomber in that respect. It can't do anything for itself. You know, if you're in a car or something like that and they're doing this to you, which, you know, you can easily pass them. You can get around them. You can do what you have to do. Or, and it's easier for you to stop too. It's easier for you to hit your brakes. But the lesson here, the point here, is that these people are fucking retarded. I'm weighing in right around 80,000 pounds. Their car weighs, maybe 3,500 pounds. It was a two-door, like I said, 2000, I don't know, maybe 2001 two-door Pontiac Grand Prix. I'm going to guess it's probably a 3,500 pound car. Think about it. Think about what the results will be if I don't stop in time and I hit you. It's going to fare out a lot worse for you than it is for me. Legally is a different story, but physically, you're not going to be in very good shape. So use some common sense. Don't jump to automatic road rage out there when, a semi might do something that you disagree with. We aren't, there's the laws of physics for a semi is just far different than for a car. Not to mention that, but most semi-trucks are governed at their speed, meaning, even if we wanted to, we can't go faster than a certain preset speed that our companies have programmed into our trucks. For instance, mine is 70 miles per hour. I cannot go over 70 miles per hour unless I'm going downhill. But on flat ground, I can't go over 70 miles an hour. So if you don't like how fast I'm going, tough shit. There's nothing I can do about it. And I could go into a whole excuse me, I'm getting over this freaking cold. I could go into a whole lesson about the difference between trucks and cars and why we do what we do a lot of times, but it would make this video far too long. But the takeaway from this video is you just use common sense. Don't slam on your brakes in front of a semi-truck. Like I said, it's not going to end well for you. I started videotaping with my phone a few minutes into it, but it was too late. They stopped trying to cut me off because their exit was coming up. But you can see in the video, and I'll start this video with that one. You can see in that video, as they finally let me pass them because they were getting off at the exit, the driver, hung half their obese body out the driver's door and flipped me off with both hands while she was driving. You can kind of see it in there anyway. I could hear her screaming with my window up as I passed. It's just absolutely childish. And you're gonna get killed. You're gonna get yourself killed when you're out there doing that shit. And not only that, but Jesus Christ, it's such a selfish thing to do, because think about the truck driver themselves. We don't always know why you're doing what you're doing. We don't know what we did to cause you to get so pissed off, if anything at all. So keep that in mind. I know it's hard to when you're pissed off because you have a whole different mind, a whole different train of thought when you're pissed. You just throw caution to the wind and you just don't give a shit about anything. But settle the fuck down, because it won't end well. But as far as the trucker goes, if something happens, that trucker could, possibly never get behind the wheel again. And that's not even talking about at fault and being fired from his job. Even if the driver has dash cam and can prove, that you were the instigator, it might scar the driver for life. He may never be able to get behind the wheel again because he's just too scared to. And families where the truck driver, families where, one of their parents is a truck driver, the truck driver is pretty much the breadwinner of the family. We make pretty good money, and for instance, my situation, my wife, she is basically a stay-at-home mom. She works at a daycare at the Y, maybe a couple times a month, but that's it. She's essentially a stay-at-home mom, and I make enough money that that we're able to substantiate that, and she's able to do that, without any issues. But if something happened and I couldn't get behind the wheel again, we'd be in a world of hurt, and it's just something people don't think about when they're doing this stuff. So and that's that obviously includes people that decide to use an 18-wheeler as a means to suicide. That is, there are so many truck drivers that just they can't even think about getting behind the wheel again after they know that their truck that they were driving just took somebody's life. They just it ruins them. And when you make, like I said, when you make 75, 80 grand a year, and you lose that income, that's a substantial part of how you live and how you support your family. So you four-wheelers out there, please keep that in mind. It's you really need to keep that in mind when you're out when you share the roads with 18-wheelers. Please keep that in mind. And I'm not saying all 18-wheelers. I'm not saying all truckers are angels. I've had my moments where I'm just a complete asshole. I'm not gonna lie. We all have our bad days. But I've been driving long enough that I've also learned from my bad days, and I understand what I can do to keep myself from having those days over and over. But you really need to keep a level head when you're on the road. Road rage is just not a good situation to put yourself in, especially when you're a four-wheeler dealing with an 18-wheeler. It just isn't a good idea. So please be safe out there and heed this advice. I implore you to, because it could be a life saved, yours included, or that of a family member. So please do. Please be safe and have a good day.